Hi everyone, it's Hatsy and I'm back with another build in The Sims 4, and today we're doing the interior of the workshop. So this bit is my favourite because we probably like put in about 1,000 nutcrackers or something like that. It is mad. But I was really happy with how it turned out, and I really hope that you're going to be as well, and it will be on the gallery if you want it, and along with the other creations that I'll be sharing this week, so that'll be very exciting. So in the last video, I told some like really weird story about when I was a nanny and I looked after these kids, and I talked about the last day I ever spent with them, but I didn't get a chance to finish it. It was really annoying actually, because I was on a roll and it got to like the end of the video and I was thinking, oh, but I have so much more to say. So I'll probably just say it like as we're just decorating this bit, and then when it gets to the fun stuff like later on, when loads of decorations start getting put in, then we'll come back to it. But yeah, so just recapping, I used to be a nanny in Basel in Switzerland, and I used to work for several families, but occasionally I didn't have the best of jobs. Now I only really mention the ones that weren't so pleasant. Like if I sat here and I was like, I had a really cool job and like this and that, it wouldn't be so interesting. So I don't really talk about the good stuff that much. But I actually had 2 amazing jobs in Basel, and the job that I had after this job was insane. I loved it. But yeah, I worked for this family. I only went once a week, and I went for about 10 weeks or something like that. And I spoke about like how the little boy used to climb out the windows and stuff and used to like kick, spit, just, yeah, like not great. And the issue was that I had was that the parents didn't discipline the kids. And like, I'm not expecting a lot of discipline, like I'm genuinely not. But there was no like, are you even sorry that you hit your nanny or, you know, whatever. It was just like, no. What ended up happening was the last day I spent, they were quite cruel to my dog, and I didn't like that. I was very upset by that because I had trust in the family, but the fact that the mum begged me to bring the dog and the kids did as well, I just kind of gave up in the end, and I was like, okay, fine, like after being asked 1,000,000 times, then I will. But I really shouldn't have, like looking back. So what happened was, like, after a very stressful day of being with these kids, because they were very cruel, like very, very, very cruel to my dog. And I don't usually like to say that about kids because I think that, you know, a lot of stuff that kids do can be excused because of the age and learning, and they learn from the people around them. So that could be something as well. But it was just a really weird situation. I remember when the mum got back and I spoke about how she always used to conveniently forget to pay me as well. That was so annoying. Oh my goodness. I'd be like standing by the door and she'd just like conveniently forget. That was the most irritating thing ever, honestly. Like, can you imagine though, if you turn up to do a job, and it's never easy in like the service industry because it's kind of the elephant in the room. I don't like addressing it. Like I'd never want to turn around to someone and be like, okay, so when am I getting paid? It's not great, you know? And that's happened a lot. You know, with like sponsorships and stuff for YouTube, like occasionally there'll be times where I'll be too afraid to even say like, hey, where's my money? Like, I'm not getting paid. Like, I don't do that. And it actually got to the point where I was so frightened to ask a company about money. I won't say like which company or anything, but I was so frightened to that I didn't actually hear anything about payment for a whole year. Yeah, genuinely, because I just don't. It's just something that I feel really uneasy speaking about. And like the fact that I used to stand at the door every single time, and she used to wait until like the very last minute to then suddenly go, oh, I just remembered, I owe you money. And it's just like, yeah, but you do it every week. I don't know, it feels weird, you know? I get that people can be forgetful, but 10 weeks on the run, you conveniently forget to pay someone. I was very understanding at the time, but I always hire people, like always now. So I have somebody that comes around weekly and helps me around the house with small things that like I'm not very good at. For instance, I'm not great at like hoovering and stuff. Well, I know like it's not really a talent, but as in like there are people that are actually very good at it. I'm not great with stuff like that, I don't know, and I'm very busy. So it's actually really nice to have someone that just like comes to help for like an hour or 2 every week, just like comes and helps me, because I get very stressed. I know this is, yeah, it's not a big problem like whatsoever, and like poor me, you know. But no, it's really nice, and it takes a lot of pressure off me. And genuinely, I'd rather work so much extra and so much harder at doing other stuff than I would with like household, just like, you know, going around and stuff. So yeah, she comes round, she like helps me out with ironing and whatnot, because I can't iron as well. I like burn all James's shirts, which is really embarrassing. But I never forget to pay. Like, there has never been a time where she's been at the door and I've just said, oh, I forgot to pay. It's just really awkward. Like, how? Anyway, as I was going back from this woman's house, like, I was fully aware that I was never going to see this woman and the kids again, like, ever. Because I was angry. I was angry at the way that the kids were around the dog. And I know that, you know, again, like, kids will be kids, but this was just, like, too far. This was cruel, and I didn't like it, and I was upset. And I can't deal with that. I'm sorry. Yeah, so I was going home, and that's when the kids stood at the door, and they spoke through, like, gritted teeth and, like, a massive grin on the face, and they said, I hope you'll bring him again, Harriet, like that. And I was just thinking, oh, like, the whole time my dog's been here, you've been so horrid. I can't get over that, you know. So I had to have, like, a few days just to recover from that. I was devastated, genuinely. I got home and I cried, and that's rare for me. That's really rare for me. But I was upset. And then what happened was I got a job, like, conveniently, about a week. No, it was actually a week later. Yeah. So I got an amazing job then. And I worked for this family, and they were the nicest family ever. And the daughter was, like, the most amazing person ever. Like, it was amazing. But it was so sad, like, when I left. But yeah, had a really good job. And I told this woman, I've never been so quick to tell anybody that I'm quitting in my whole life. And I sent her a message and I just said, hey, I've got a full-time job now, so unfortunately I won't be able to come in future. Sorry, you know, good luck, etc. And she texted me back and she said, hey, unfortunately you have like a month's notice to give because you signed this like paper. So, you know, if we could honour that, that would be great. So yeah, she wanted to honour that, and I was like, yeah, okay, then I'll honour the month notice. But what happened was a week later I was ill, and then a week after that she was going on holiday. So we couldn't do it in the end. Like, she just messaged me and she said, okay, look, don't worry about the month's notice, but if you could just see the kids one last time and like maybe take them out to, I think it was the fair that she wanted me to take the kids to. And she was like, yeah, could you just take them out one last time just to say goodbye, because they're really going to miss you. And I was thinking, they're not going to miss me. I'm sorry. No way. Like, I'm not going to miss them. They're not going to miss me. That's the end of it. But she was like, no, they will. They'll be really upset. Like, I'm really upset. And it's really hard to find good nannies these days and all this. And I was thinking, yeah, it is. I'm sorry. It's going to be hard if you don't discipline your kids. And, you know, if they treat animals badly, like, these are huge red light warnings to nannies. Like, it's going to put people off. But I agreed to it. But it was really weird because it was almost like she purposefully did it because she knew the hours that I'd be working. She knew that the new job was 4 till 8. So she asked me to come on a Thursday, 5 till 7, to come and pick the kids up. And it's just like, really? Like, I've got my new job and you're going to ask me to do that? And like, the hours that I originally worked with her was like 12 till 2 or 12 till 3, I think it was. So it was really weird, like, for her to ask me that, because she knew that I'd have to blow work off to take the kids out. And that was just, it was really annoying. It really stressed me out. And in the end, like, I had to agree, because she was like, well, if I'm not going to honour this month notice, then at least I want this. And it was just like, yeah, but you're making it really awkward for me, because it's going to get me off to a bad start with my new job. And like, I don't know. Anyway, what happened was I sent her a text. I was so stressed. I ended up just saying no, basically. I was just like, no, look, I'm sorry, but I can't commit to this because I have another commitment tonight and I'm working with the family. I'm sorry, but this isn't going to work. Like, even the last time I see the kids, this isn't going to happen. And she just messaged me, she's like, oh, okay, that's really sad. I was hoping that you'd be able to take them out and they were really looking forward to it and stuff. And then she was just like, well, I suppose we'll sort something out in the future. And then I never spoke to her again. So that was it. And that was the last time I saw that family. It was really weird though, because it wasn't a job that I originally landed myself. It was a situation where I found this family in Basel and I went for an interview with them. Like, I worked for a day with them. The only issue was, like, I wasn't that comfortable around newborns. It takes a lot of experience, and it's very difficult to look after a newborn if you've never been a mother yourself. Yeah, like, I don't have that experience. So yeah, what happened was she ended up being more comfortable hiring somebody that had kids themselves, being a mum. It's a lot easier that way. but she had like 4 kids. It would have been a mad job. Like, it would have been so stressful and everything. But they really liked me. Like, the kids loved me and the parents loved me. The only issue was, like, if it wasn't for the newborn baby, it would have been difficult because I'm not used to it. And it would be like learning how to be a mum for the first time. It's just been really weird. So yeah, what ended up happening was she ended up passing my details on to her friends and being like, look, I know this girl, she's amazing, like she was gonna work for me and she would have, but she just doesn't have that much experience with like newborn kids. And then that's like how I met that family. So yeah, really weird. Anyway, onto the interior of this house. I'm so sorry. I apologize every single time as well. I think it's so nice to sometimes just like get these stories off my chest. Oh, I have so many nanny stories though, honestly. Like, if this is somewhere that I can just kind of go now, like I can talk about nanny stories, I have loads for you, honestly. So anyway, talking about the build though, I was really excited about this. This is one of the best interiors in my opinion that I've done. I just think it looks so cozy and nice. So the idea was that you kind of walk in and you've got the nutcrackers on the walls, you've got little lighthouses to pick from, so it's a retail shop. And then this room in here is where kids would meet ginger and bread. Yeah, I was gonna say Father Christmas, but I think ginger and bread. This is so cute though. Ginger, how cute. I'm sorry, I keep repeating it, like as if it's gonna become cuter if I keep repeating it. But I love them. I love them so much. I'm really happy with how it turned out. That's that. Anyway, there was some bathrooms here. I don't know if I left all that footage in. It's quite boring though to do the bathroom, so you might not see all of that. But there is a place for like buying things as well. Something I wish in The Sims 4 was that I wish the Sims could pick up the items that they're buying, take them to the counter, and then have to like properly check them out. Because otherwise they just like stick them in the pockets. It's not very realistic, is it? You go through that whole process of, oh, I've got to scan it and stuff, and it's really annoying. I actually talked about how I accidentally scammed Asda the other day. That was a weird story. I can't remember where I talked about that. I think it was in the suburban build. Seems like everything was over in that suburban build, honestly. But yeah, I accidentally scammed Asda. It was an accident though, honestly. I was using one of those checkout machines and I put 20 in and my shopping was supposed to be 20 and it gave me 10 back. Yeah, but I walked out with a profit anyway. It was really weird. I couldn't figure out what happened, but I was just so confused. And then the other day I went into Asda. They gave me the wrong change back. So yeah, like for some reason, the machines at Asda, they need to sort them out because they're losing money, bless them. So I can't remember how much it was that I made. Again, like for the second time, it was only like a couple of pounds, but I put the money in and it just came out in the wrong change. It was like the bill for the food, I say food, I got like protein shakes and stuff like that. That was like £7 or something. And then I got like 5 back, but I'd spent like 7. Yeah, it was interesting. But then moving on to the workshop area. So it can't really be a workshop without somewhere to actually work. So that was the idea for this room. I know it's a bit weird and it doesn't really have a purpose, but it's just supposed to be for decoration. And you're supposed to imagine like actual elves or like gingerbread elves in this room, just like making the nutcrackers. That was the idea. So I mean, you could make it work. You could make Sims actually carve from those desks. It would be so good if we could actually make nutcrackers in The Sims 4. Like, can you actually imagine? I really hope that's an update, honestly. If I was running things for EA, can you imagine? No, I'd get so much done though. I mean, I say that though. It's probably a lot harder like when you actually are doing it than it is, you know, like when you're not doing it. Hang on, yeah. Because I think a lot of people think that about my YouTube channel. I get a lot of comments like, why isn't this out? Why isn't that out? And I think that people underestimate like how tough it is to actually make videos, like make content. Maybe some people will think if I was running it, it would be a lot easier, but it's actually really hard. So imagine that maybe to be sort of similar to EA, like in the way that it's easy to kind of look from the outside and sort of look on what you'd improve, but when you're actually there, it's a lot different. But yeah, if I was doing things, going back to that, or at least if I could think of ideas, not saying that they're possible, but I would have like a nutcracker working table where you could carve them. And I would also have like Christmas costumes, but gingerbread themed, because that's really cute and that's interesting. And I think that, you know, I'm kind of sick and tired of it. But I mean, I could make a Father Christmas if you want me to. It's just, I do prefer a bit of changed. And I think the beauty about The Sims 4 is you don't have to just go with stereotypes, you don't have to just go with what's there. Like, you can make your own storylines up and you can do whatever you want, and that is the best thing about it. Like, you don't have to follow what everybody else is doing. You don't have to have a Father Christmas in your world. You can have a gingerbread if you want. Which in my opinion is so much better. No, I'm joking, obviously. But I do feel like Christmas has lost a lot of its original idea, which is a shame. And I really do try and focus on family and the fact that it is about, you know, looking after your family, and also not just family but other people. I really want to make sure that this year, and not just at Christmas as well, but just like all the way through the year, this isn't just like my free pass to be nice to everybody. Like, I've got to do that all the time, you know? But I just think it's really important to just make sure that like a lot of people are doing okay, and I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to try and like volunteer somewhere this year, or I'm going to try and do something like that because I've been wanting to for a while. And I just need to do it, you know? I need to go to like, and it's not to do it for me, it's to do it for everybody else and to help people that are struggling in their time of need. And I actually found something really cute, and I love this idea, and I'd really like to do this eventually, or do something like this one year, I don't know. But it was an idea where like a lot of elderly people get really lonely at Christmas, and there's this like charity in the UK that what they do is they sort of raise money so that people won't be eating by themselves on Christmas, and that everybody can have like a Christmas meal together as like a community, and like as a, you know, family, even though they're not related, but they've got other lonely people there they can socialise with. I just thought it was lovely. Like, how nice is that? Yeah, I'm gonna look into it because I'd love to do something like that. And just like, the thing is though, I won't talk about it because I don't like just bragging about all the achievements that I've done, you know, because I don't talk about it genuinely. Like, if I give to charity, I hardly ever talk about it. But my family's done a lot of charity actually, but like I genuinely don't talk about it. I'm also one of these people that I like to just do it and just not go on about it. So yeah, you won't hear about it if I do. But just so you know, like, that's what I'm planning on doing. I want to book something like that. So yeah, just finishing off in the bathroom there, and I think that was pretty much it. The upstairs was just supposed to be a place for sleeping. There isn't a kitchen in the build, and that is because it's a workshop. You don't really need one. But there is a fridge upstairs just for treats, but if you did want to put one in, then you could. You could probably put it in the actual workshop area, just like stick a stove down there or something, but I just didn't think it was necessary. Especially with gingerbread living at the castle, mostly. I didn't think it was really needed for them to have like a whole kitchen here and everything, but as long as there's places to sleep just in case it gets late one night or something, then that's great. Anyway, that is the end of the build, so I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see all future ones. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.